Let's keep it 100. Look what happened.
The people
I
around
know
them.
Our love went through the crucible. Our love went through the hills, the valleys, the triumphs. We were
But what's
stuck.
so hard about you not saying that to begin with?
Here's what happened with George. George sparked something that you're desiring at this moment.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of the asexual community?
Right? It was bigger than the civil rights movement.
Because of what? Death happened, though. Death happened on everybody's front tip.
What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You're fucking pitiful. What's good, world? What's good, world? Welcome back to another great episode of Gasmasktribe TV podcast, where we filter out that
bulls.
Yep. And of course, my name is Biz, with my awesome co-host, which I'm a co-host of this co-host show, and he's a notice. This podcast tonight is literally about what the fuck is love in 2022. This is going to be a great night tonight, man. But I want to play a video, before we get into all that good stuff. I want to play some tonight before we get into the meat of everything. Some things tonight that you guys might find out. You guys have to make sure you see what I'm talking about. I want to know if you guys see it, all right? Did anyone see it? Did you see it? Did anyone see it? If y'all see it,
put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Put the bow bow in the comments. If you saw it. Put bow bow.
It took me a while to see. Actually, I didn't even see it.
I mean, this is the type of love we're showing in 2022.
I thought it was a Bible that she had at first. I guess that what they said, I walked through the valley of shadow of death, I shall feel no evil. Yeah, it wasn't the Bible. It was my staff and my rod is beside me. My staff and my gun is beside me. So that's
so. Welcome to the tribe.
Hey. What's up, family? What's up?
What you think of that? What you think of that?
In all honesty, how y'all said the baby was asleep, I honestly thought the baby was, supposed to be in the casket. I was, tripped out for a second.
I did too.
I was like, hold on, they not holding their babies. Let's not do this. No. And then you kept saying pow pow, and I'm like, why does he keep making a gun? You kept replaying it, and then I seen a wave, and I was like, oh. She let it know. She let it be known. I'll let you go. That caught me off guard, man. I wasn't expecting that. I'm gonna be honest with you. In my opinion, I think it's due to the times, because obviously I'm much younger than both of you. I know y'all my older family, but I know I'm much younger than y'all. But I grew up in the era of the '90s, as in my tradition wise, and I remember watching movies and just, word of mouth. The rules were you couldn't shoot up a children's birthday party, specifically a church or a hospital. And these days and times, shoot, you can't even pump gas or even check your mail.
Yeah.
So it's to that point in time where
or die respectfully, because niggas is shooting up your funeral these days. This is what messes me up, though. This is what fucks me up, though. If you're expecting that kind of drama, right? Which I get, because I've heard niggas going up there and disrespecting, right? But you got the baby sitting right there. Is it a deterrent or is it a shield?
You could literally be dying in a hospital and somebody will still bust the door in and just make sure you get double tapped just in case.
Fuck that. Be dead already. And they still
right, I'm on my way out the door. I'm already on life support, and you still gonna come in and try to finish me off? Let me go.
Right.
I was already walking out the door. It's unnecessary, but I think that's what it is. I think in today's time, you can't just You can't do anything peacefully. You can't have peace.
It sucks.
And
You know what I mean?
it's
That you can't lay your certain one to rest and have the peace that one would say you are. I mean, granted, if you are dead and you're in a casket, you are at peace regardless of what happens. It really is the ones that's surviving for you that are suffering. But what was it that made you do things differently that young cats do differently now?
in all honesty, and as crazy as it may sound, I straddled the fence of both. It wasn't like you know how they say the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
I actually got to basically, instead of straddling the fence, I got to walk through the gate into the neighbor's backyard to see what was going on. And, while I was like, I'll come back later when it's not a little too crazy. Basically, and I've never actually told you this, but I contemplated 3 options at the beginning of my trucking career. I contemplated the military, trucking, and as bad as this may sound, I contemplated the cartel. I had a friend who was a second lieutenant in the cartel. And before he passed away, rest in peace to him, he actually, due to cartel ties, as how he passed.
Well, you know how that
sorry.
leads. You know how that leads.
Yeah, but he offered me a driving position. Let's say that, and literally I contemplated. I sat there, flipped a quarter between trucking and military. Trucking popped first, and then between trucking and cartel, and trucking was it. But we've all got our dirt. We've all done something.
So you mean to tell me a fucking quarter decided your fate?
A quarter's actually decided a lot for me. Clothes, food,
This nigga's Two-Face.
destinations.
From Batman.
Yeah.
I do want to play another social video. This is a little different. Everybody, Notice was telling me earlier, here you go, Biz, with the black woman stuff. You trying to piss black women off. And I'm not trying to piss black women off. I
Yes,
just think this.
Yes, you are. Yeah, I'm gonna let that shit be known right now. So when y'all come for this nigga head, I'm gonna defend him. I'm gonna be there, waving the fucking stick. Get the fuck back. Just let you know. Y'all tell me, y'all, we not after you. We after Biz. Cool.
So, what I mean,
growing up as a kid, Mimi, as I called her, her and my mom and y'all side of the family always was like literally threatening to kill me growing up. You mess up, it was my head, it was my ass. I was chopped up. The point blank period. So literally having it drilled into my head on a daily basis that if I screw up in any form or fashion, it was my ass. It was my ass when I got home from school. It was my ass before the sun went down. So that was always a fear for me. Like, hey, let's not screw up because I'm being watched. And then to what you were saying earlier though about what is love in 2022. As crazy as it may sound to you, love is contractual. Me and a few of my friends, we've literally contemplated marriage only for the tax deduction. We've contemplated children only for the tax deduction. Like, I want kids. I want to be a father to my kids. But as crazy as it may sound, with being a single adult, we get taxed more than a married couple. We get taxed more. And it's so crazy that, like, as a single person who only has one source of income versus 2, people in a marriage who have 2 forms of income who could possibly, because, in some cases, one or the other may not be working, but they have 2 possible forms of income, and I get taxed 22% versus your 16 to 18%, depending on the situation, which I'm single, 22%. I should be in that middle bracket. I don't have a kid. I should be the middle bracket. The married couple should be the 22. And that's my personal opinion. And I talked to friends. We've literally almost wrote out contracts stating we're going to get married literally for legality, for tax purpose reasons, and just to, help ourselves financially speaking.
But you're right. You're right. And this is why I practiced the whole time. I learned this when I was in the military. I practiced even when I told Jazz, I was like, yo, if we get married, let's get married under God's eyes and our family's eyes, just to know that it's it. But we don't need to get married under the government's eyes. We don't need to do that. We can go get married. We don't need a contract under the government, because all that does is makes things more difficult. Because at the end of the day, if we need to work things out, it should be between us and not the government. It's when it comes to the kids, if we need to like figure out like, yo, who goes here, let's talk about it. No matter how much you may hate me or what the case may be. If it is to where the case may be where you just are not able to do that with the significant other, I can understand using the government assistance to do that. But if you got two capable beings, somebody that loved each other, was friends at one point, and then you guys are just not seeing eye to eye, y'all got kids, let's come fucking together. The man, white man or black man, doesn't fucking matter, which is normally the white man, but it doesn't need to be in the middle of our shit. We should be able to talk about it. And the thing about it is, they don't need to negate our taxes.
I didn't want to believe him, but when he said, look, me and Mike, like the world I'm in, my peers, we looking at it from a tax benefit standpoint. There's tax benefits by being married.
Literally, as a single adult, I get taxed 22%. If I was to get married tomorrow, I get taxed anywhere from 14 to 18%.
As a
if
whole,
I have a kid,
as a whole,
if I have a kid and I'm married, or even if I have a kid and I'm single, I get taxed anywhere from 10 to 12%. To get married to a woman tomorrow, we were to have a kid, I can write that I don't have to pay alimony. If she signs the post-nup, when we get divorced and we go to court over the divorce, I show this to the judge and she can't get alimony because, mind you, she agreed to it. It's not like I wrote this and my word is God. I sat her down and said, hey, this is what I want to do. What do you want out of it? What do I want out of it? All right, cool. When it comes to the divorce, if that divorce was to happen,
only white business is going to agree to that post-nup with a post-nut. Was this something that you were given, not given, that decided the point for you on the decisions that you make today?
Love for me, and it's crazy. I have a sister in Barstow. Her name is Kayla. On her caller ID. On her caller ID, it says blood is relative, loyalty is family. And obviously, it's as obvious as what it means. Blood couldn't make us any closer to me or her. Like, her son is my nephew. He knows to call me uncle. Like, there is no, you could not genetically make us any closer, is what I'm saying.
You call that love?
Yeah, I call it love because our love went through the crucible. Our love went through the hills, the valleys, the triumphs.
What's so hard about you not saying that to begin with? It's my thing. Like, because you led with the explanation other than saying, like, yo, because I love this person, blah, blah, blah. So I find it
because I explained before saying it, it's because in any situation, and this is just through the relationship trauma that I went through growing up, anytime, the word love is brought up, they always want the explanation on why. So rather than just blatantly saying it and then getting the why after, how about I shorten the conversation? Not saying I do want to get it over with, but shortening it as rather than asking unnecessary questions or having unnecessary side paths.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, cuz appreciate you, man.
I love y'all, man. Hey,
love you more, man.
I'd love to jump in this again anytime.
Man, hey, look. Welcome to the tribe, JL. Welcome to the tribe, man.
What's up, buddy?
Chillin', man. Chillin'. What's Gucci with it?
Man, everything is Gucci, man. We just in here working, just like you, man. Like, I'm trying to keep up with you, big brody.
Man, I appreciate you having me on your show, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Us on the Gasmasktribe, me and Biz and Notice, we wild, man. Like, we like to filter out the book. And, we ain't trying to have you cuss tonight because we understand you got to go to church on Sunday. What the fuck is love in 2022?
Okay. So in 2022, that's a difficult question only because I think that this generation, and at the risk of sounding like the old guy, this generation really has lost touch with reality because everything is based on social media, right? I say this. Love is the substance of everything in the universe because it's the very essence of God, right? Like every single one of us on the planet Earth, whether we realize it or not, we're either seeking love or trying to give love, right? Even I don't care if you in the hood, I don't care if you in Beverly Hills. Everything we do is motivated by love, right? Like it's motivated by the love for attention, the love for our family, the love for the neighborhood, right? Or even just the love for ourselves. Everything is motivated by love. And I think that if people got back to, because we're in a very like me time in the world, like, right? Like everything's a selfie. Everything's about, you know what I mean, what I'm doing. Like, look at what I'm doing. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And I think that if we could take a moment and begin to just appreciate, like, I clap for you, dog. Like, I love that you doing this. Because I'm secure in myself, I can go ahead and love the fact that you doing this and big you up and hope that you even do better than me because that's love. You dig?
Right.
So I'm not trying to get too deep, man, but this generation, man, is just kind of really stepped away. They so centered on themselves that they can't see outside of themselves to really begin to appreciate everything and everyone around them.
Do you think with this love of you speaking of today, could there be some type of repair? And that was going to be my closing, but I have to answer that. I ask that. Do you think there could be some repair to this with social media and our youth today?
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of see you kind of see it happening a little bit, right? Because people, I think, have started to get tired of the bull, right? People have started to get tired of the surface level things. They even getting tired of the Instagram models.
What
Yes.
people you speak of though, because I don't see those same people all the time. Like I know what you're talking about. The people that you speak of, I do know who you speak of, but I don't see the majority. I see other people. I do see both sides. I do see a dark side in which they don't see it that way.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. But it always starts with a minority, right? Like every movement in the history of the world, it started with a minority of people, right? And
the few.
yeah, it does, and that has to swell.
No, JL, look. he go push back. Push
Oh,
him
it's all
back,
good.
Jay.
It's all good.
Push him back, Jay.
I got some
Show
more.
him love, Jay.
It's all good, man. Look, I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Listen, man. The truth is, it got to start with a few, right? Because the majority of people, and I hate to say it this way, but the majority of people is sheep. They just kind of follow whatever is popular and what's going on, right? But what's real will eventually rise to the surface and will eventually, you know what I'm saying, be the thing that people, it's undeniable. Like the truth is the truth is the truth. You can tell lies all day and you can feed people a bunch of garbage. But at the end of the day, the truth is going to rise to the surface.
See, but that's where I am a true believer, I guess, in the Malcolm X theory. Like I am so much of like, I'm tired of the waiting and the patience and the shit. Because look what we did with slavery, right? We're patient, and then it took 500 fucking years for us to come and do this, what we should have been doing a long time ago. And then now even the love, like even what you speak, I agree with you 100%. I don't negate that. But when I see niggas, the niggas that I know and dudes that I know or guys that I know, there's a lot of dudes out there, they don't love anything. They rather have fear. They rather have respect. Love is not even in their vocabulary. They don't practice love. They don't practice Jesus. They don't practice God. They don't practice any of those things. And some of them do. There is a mixed batch of like, yo, I'm about God, I'm about this, but they don't love anything. And I'm like, yo, it's very confusing to me. But at the end of the day, I do. That's the thing. I don't like the term at the end of the day, because at the end of the day for me is now. I don't like that. At the end of the day for me is now. So what's up?
Look, I'm gonna agree with you and then push back at the same time. Good. I agree with you. I'm all about action. Let's make things pop right at this moment. Make it happen at this moment. You feel me? But here's what I mean by at the end of the day. Those people, we not gonna remember when they gone. You feel me? Like Malcolm X, we remember. Martin, we remember. Even we wouldn't have remembered George Floyd if he wouldn't have changed the world.
But did he really? Or was it media?
Did he
No,
really
let's
change
keep it
Did he
100.
really change the world?
Did he really?
He didn't.
Let's keep it 100. Look what happened.
The people
I
around
know.
him did.
Here's what happened with George. George sparked something that you're desiring at this moment.
The event of George. The event of George. The what happened with George?
Exactly.
Not George. Not George himself.
You're right. Okay, you're right. But it was the single biggest social movement in the history of the world, right? It was bigger than the civil rights movement.
Because of what? Death happened, though. Death happened on everybody's front tip. And it was like, yo, oh, this is great.
And unfortunately,
it happened to a black man and his white guy, and that's what really happened.
Yeah, but unfortunately, sometime in order for just like and I'm gonna use a scripture low key on you.
Go ahead.
I'm not going nowhere, guys. I'm just going to grab something to drink. I'm not going nowhere. I'm here.
Okay, go get
I love talking to you.
But look, in order for a seed to become a tree, it has to fall to the ground and die. In order for it to give life, it has to die. And sometimes in order to give birth to something great, something has to die. And it's unfortunate, right? And it's ugly, right? But in order for things to move, Martin had to die, Malcolm had to die, Emmett had to die. We hate it. It's ugly, it's disgusting. It pisses me off every time I think about it. But if those events wouldn't have happened, it wouldn't have sparked the things that we needed to get in place now. So now it's our turn to go, okay, cool. Now that this momentum was here, now we can't sit back and get comfortable. That's our problem, is we get comfortable, right?
Yeah.
We get comfortable, and it's like, because my life is going good. My life is going good. So, I don't want to disrupt nothing, and I don't, you know what I mean? And that's what happens, is because, look, we all appreciate what Colin Kaepernick did, right? But no one wants to pay the price that Colin Kaepernick paid. Because here's the truth. What you're talking about is revolution. And revolution takes for people, like, I say this all the time. There's no reason we should have the NBA should be a minor league. We have enough. See, I'm going to start saying some stuff. But we have enough people in power that we could start our own leagues, because we got all the talent. We should have our own NBA, our own NFL. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we get comfortable, right? Because my life is nice. I'm not trying to, disrupt the people that cut these checks, when understanding that ownership is key, right? Because if I love my people, we can come together, because the truth is, man, we got so much power within ourselves that if we truly love each other and love ourselves, we can literally not just change the world, but dominate the world.
See, the problem I feel like, though, if we did create something like that, Negro, African, Black, American, NFL, whatever the case may be, I think it would take away from the what we're trying to create as a society, as America, just because it isolates us as an individual of.
But here's the truth: we isolated already.
No, I get it, but it makes. Yeah, my thing is, it will make what we're trying to accomplish more inferior than what we're trying to do. It would just make us seem like which we are kings and queens in the world, right? But it would.
Are you saying it would make us too much? It would put us too much on the planet? Are you saying that'd be too much? Like we're just too high of kings and queens?
It would take something like that. It would take what our what everybody has been preaching about, being humble and being humanized in its realm. It'll take us. Yes, it would take us out of that realm. Yes.
So what? If I'm wait.
Already boasting.
If I'm a champion. Let's think about this, bro. If I'm a champion,
there's no soul.
Look, I'm a champion, right? I'm reigning. Matter of fact, I've been reigning for the past 5 or 6 years, right? That don't change shit about me being humble. I'm just great at what I do.
Let's take hip hop.
I could still be humble and still treat everybody great. But I'm gonna keep winning these rings. I'm keep bringing these rings home.
There's nothing wrong with that. But
right, but
I think you missed what J Love said. He said if we started our own league, like our own NFL and our own NBA and our own things, yeah, that would be great. But I think it will suppress the rest of the world because we're fucking good at everything we fucking do.
So what?
Yeah, so who cares? We've been suppressed.
It's not about that anymore. It should be about equality.
But we've never been about suppressing people. But that's the difference. We've never been about suppressing other people.
But the way we boast now is a sign. It's a little bit about. We suppress all the We suppress the other nigga next door. Hey, nigga. Hey, yo, bitch ain't flyer than mine. Hey, nigga, know what do we suppress our own people?
So just because you don't see white men out here flexing hard, literally, like you know what I mean?
Nah, but they do flex. Okay, look, let me show you the biggest flex. Let me show you the biggest flex I've seen in the last few years. Jeff Bezos is knocking down a historic bridge in Amsterdam so that his yacht will fit. It's a historic bridge. Not for like to build a new one, not to refurbish it, you know what I mean, to make it better. So his yacht will fit.
So I get through.
Yes. His super yacht.
Flex.
That has nothing to do with us.
He's shitting on his people.
He's shitting on his
people, right? You're saying that he's shitting on his people. He's making it seem like he's
not.
Jeff
Bezos? He's not fucking white.
I don't have anything to do.
You could do. What is he then?
I'll find out right now.
Jeff Bezos white, bro.
Is he a new? Is he something new here?
He white. He that new white.
Oh, Jeff Bezos. Oh, no, not Moulin.
Moulin Rouge.
Elon Musk.
No, Jeff Bezos white. I thought you was talking about Elon Musk.
No.
He's white too, though.
Yeah, no, he's not all the way white.
His family is from South Africa. They were a part of apartheid. They was literally funding some apartheid.
Yeah, they pretty white as shit, bro. They white.
That's super white.
They more African than us.
Born in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He's American. He white than the motherfucker. Yeah, Jeff Bezos white than the motherfucker.
Look, man. Look, take hip hop for example.
Go ahead.
The era that everyone's trying to run back to and to create is the era that we owned everything. The single biggest issue that happened with hip hop.
Yeah, Elon Musk is Canadian and South African, so
is that we sold hip hop. We sold it. At one point in time, every major hip hop label was owned by a black man. Now, not a single one is.
But what I'm saying is, look at the boasting. Let's purely look at the facts.
We've always boasted.
Look at the type of boasting and the shit.
We just swaggy people.
How do we get away? So what we're gonna say? What we're gonna say is, we're gonna everybody becomes great, and then we still have this level of just shitting on each other.
Wait. Hold on. He just told you Jeff Bezos just shitted on damn near almost a whole country by removing the historic bridge.
I just said we're not doing. We don't give a fuck what they do, right? So it's all about what we should do, and we should do it better. Should we not? Should we not do it better?
Right, but it's like as if we do it, we're wrong for being proud about where we're at, right? Because it's considered boasting. But when they do it, it's like, well, that's them. That's okay.
It's just business.
It's not about that. It's because with black people, we have a trail of nationalities that are trailing us that needs an example too. Mexicans, Indians.
Hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. Are you worried about are you worried about your neighbors if your house is burning?
No.
Fuck no.
My house is burning.
No, if your house is
my neighbors is worried about my house burning, I can guarantee you that shit.
No. That's not the
Are
question,
you worried? His question was, are you worried about your neighbor's house if your house is burning?
Why would I be worried about my neighbor's house if my house is burning?
That's exactly what
But my neighbors are worried about my house if my house was burning.
No, your neighbors
that's
don't
not
care.
they don't
They're
care.
going,
No, the
thank
neighbors
God it's
do.
not mine.
You know that, bitch.
G Willikers,
Do.
I'm sure glad it wasn't my house.
No, we just talking about the normalest neighbor though. The normal, like, and like,
No, hold on. We can't say
if
normal.
my house is, my whole thing was, if I got shit I got to deal with and I got shit going on, the
Sure,
next
you say
motherfucker,
that.
you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. If my house is burning, I got to take care of it. You get what I mean? It's like, I'm not worried about the next door neighbor. I can give a fucking rat's ass. These kids need to eat. This wife needs to be, you know what I mean, taken
Yeah,
care
but
of.
you
That's what I'm
cannot say
talking.
if your neighbor house is on fire, you wouldn't do shit about it.
If my, that wasn't the question. That's now,
But
that's a compassion.
not-
That's a hero. That's a whole nother character aspect.
No, there
You
isn't.
just
It's in
talking-
the same realm. You can't have one without the other. You can sit there and say, if the sky wasn't blue, would it be purple tomorrow? Like, no, motherfuckers, the purple today, would it be blue tomorrow? You can't do that. That's no, motherfucker.
No. Hey, I can give a damn. Hey, check this out. I could give a rat's ass if the past 40 days. Look, this is how I look at our history, right? And you're saying that I can't be proud, or it would be behoove me. No way. You say it would look down upon our people if I'm proud, showing off the fruits of my labor. That's behooving on our people.
That's not what I'm saying.
It
Be
sounds
glad,
like.
have fun, do your shit, do everything. But most of the ones that are doing that, they're not giving back. And if they do, they're not showing the right way to give back. They're not even showing the right way to be kings in success.
So you're saying because of that, they're shitting on their people.
Hey, Lester Johnson, hey, he needs to get in that one. But
what's up, brothers? What's up?
Bro?
Tune in. The link will be.
I didn't send him the what you call it.
You send it to him?
I'll send it to him right now.
So that's just something that I felt like what we had to kind of cipher out. J Love go tune back in. I think something happened with his you know what I mean? But that's just something I had to cipher out, was that, like, if I got love for my people, right?
Yeah, I know you do. I know. I do
right?
too.
Even though I married a Latina, right? Even though I got some biracial babies, I love my sisters. I love my bros. I love black people, right?
Yeah.
But I am not going to hold up myself because of pride, because I don't want to. I'm too prideful to show how, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's another sense of pride. You know what I mean? Get your opinion. The link will be in the description. The link will be in the comments. So if you want to tune in and give your, debate, and you want to talk and have the convo, tune in. Let's have the convo. We had J Love on, and he's a professional in this field, and it was great to have that camaraderie for us to have that dialogue. But now, you know what I mean? I don't know. So V, what you think, man? What's your take on this?
So to that very last bit that you just said about, basically stepping out of your comfort zone. So I listen to The Breakfast Club a lot. I listen to a lot of podcasts. And one thing Charlemagne the God says is his mother, who is an English teacher, used to make him read books that, he normally wouldn't be reading. And one of the books he would read would be like Judy Blume, stuff like that, so he was able to expand his vocabulary, get out of that comfort zone, and progress. But what I said earlier in the, privately off, backstage or whatever, to the comment about, us as a community stepping up and, owning our own, boasting or bragging, whatever you want to, phrase it. Notice was saying, basically he was saying, like, if we were to go to that level, we would essentially reverse racism to where we would stand out we would act as the white community used to do back during, segregation, and be the superior race. The superior.
Pause right there. Stop right there. Hold your thought. Stop right there. So that means, so we'll go out and start beating the shit out their ass.
No. I'm simply
mutilating them and.
No. I'm simply saying we would reverse the roles of acting like, for example, how earlier when we were talking about love, how Notice was saying, the man, whether that's the white or black man, that the term the man used to only mean the white man. If we were to become, that boast, that brag, the billionaires, the owners, all that, the Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musks, the so on and so forth, the man would then in turn become us, and in our community that'd be a good thing, because that means we're in control of the game. But the problem with it is now we aren't the oppressed, we are the oppressors. Because there would so
you think if black people were in power they would be oppressing people?
Yes, because in any form of any situation where that's a game or relationship, even in a marriage, there is one dominant.
So I'm gonna give y'all one. Before I lose this stuff, I'm gonna give y'all one. Everybody know Black Wall Street. Wall Street was doing so well.
That the white community burned it down.
White community, no, I'm gonna give you no better than that. That the white communities were losing loans and shit. They weren't able to get loans and stuff in their community, so they were coming to Black Wall Street in the black community, getting loans that were even better, more money, better interest rates.
Right.
You get what I mean? And they were thriving, and that triggered what set off everything that why Black Wall Street or Oklahoma don't exist today in this form of what it was set as.
Right.
You get what I mean?
And
so I'm saying if we would have done it then, you would have saw the roots of that, I mean, we just came out of slavery like 30 years, 30, 40 years after that. You get what I mean? And so if it was something, they would have said, oh, these white people coming? Oh, but no, we're going to give them high interest rates. They do that.
Black people had more humility back then. Black people had more, I would say,
character.
More character. I don't want to say integrity. Integrity.
That'd be the term.
Because I don't want to shit on our newcomers and our new upcomers. Because they be like, yo, Notice is full of shit. They don't know this old ass motherfucker. But to be honest, there was more integrity and there was more thought process before a motherfucker did something, opposed to now. Like the killings. Let's just take murder rate. Murder rate is just insane on the black level. Why is that? Because
one thing.
If it's not resolved, and we go into, if the keys were handed over to us tomorrow, nigga, we'd be out of control. We will be out of control. Period.
Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. It's the Gasmasktribe TV podcast where we filter out that bull. And tonight we're talking about what the fuck is love in 2022. So if you have anything on this, want to comment, or you just want to debate with one of our thoughts, you feel like it wasn't great, you feel like you have something else to say, the link is in the comments.
Maybe even approve upon.
Tap the link, give us your thoughts and your opinions, so it'll give us a new perspective in something or a site that we never seen. But we will filter out that bull if we feel like it's some bullshit.
Right.
Go ahead.
So the two things real quick. So the one thing he said about the murder rate. You also got to remember, and you can inflate money just as you can inflate people. Meaning, there were nowhere near as many people as there were back then. There was nowhere near as much access to things that we have today. Meaning, in a city like if you go look at, for example, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. If you go back to that time and look at the city population and then go to now, the numbers are still the same. The murder rate back then is still the same murder rate today. The only difference between the two is the population itself. The population has vastly inflated, for one. And then to point two to what you were saying, Biz, about the better loan rates, the better interest rates. I'm not saying as a whole, the black community, we're going to be like, oh, we're the superior race, screw everybody, we ain't with it. No, I'm simply saying is there are going to be those racist black people who are going to act like the racist white people now.
But that's like kind of like you're going to get some bad fruits, like you're going to have good fruits. You get what I mean? Like, because not all white people are evil. You know what I mean? And it's like not all black people are evil. You get what I mean?
And I wholeheartedly agree.
So you got to take the good with the bad in a sense.
Yeah.
You know,
But
and
as
that's how we're doing it now. Look, I mean, like we taking the good with the bad. There's white people we
right,
love, and there's white people we don't like. You know what I mean? You can see
right,
it in the elections. You know what I mean? Like, look at the elections. Obviously, more white women. I mean, more black women like Biden. They didn't like
yeah.
Trump. You know what I mean? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but I'll say this. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with everything you're saying. But look at it now in the black community, how you were saying a minute ago. Notice, like we're not giving each other the steps to get there. No one's pushing each other. You know, as soon as I get ahead, I'm helping one or two of my people, but I'm not helping the rest of my community.
Communities, yeah.
As bad, and mind you, these are all hypotheticals in this conversation. But if the roles were reversed, if we were the dominant, race and all that, how do we know if or if not we're going to continue to hold our people back as we do now? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. How do we know if
because
or if not?
in the current media, the white people control the narrative when it comes to broadcasts and so on and so forth. We don't boost each other as a community now. So say for example that was current prevalent as us being the dominant race. Black media or the news media that we would control would be out of hand. Every channel would be against each other. Fox, CNN, and them, they all got beef.
There'd be
but they could unanimously agree that
I'm gonna give y'all a little something.
I'm
shooting or something is bad.
The West Coast, the East Coast channel, the Midwest channel, the Canadian channel.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna give y'all
Texas.
something. I'm gonna give y'all something right quick. All right,
it'll be all these channels against each other.
When you look at statistics of black men right now, right?
Right.
Black men literally 60% of them, I think it's like 57% are moving into middle class or already in middle class, right? So when you look at that, obviously can't nobody be shitting on somebody. Obviously, somebody got to be working with somebody to get this type of rate to go that damn high, right?
Right.
And what I'm seeing is I'm seeing the progress, right? And I get it, but there are literally a wave of this new black thought to clean up the thought process. Now you're not going to be able to weave out all the BS, but until you be able to control the narrative in media. Once you control the narrative,
that's exactly what I was going to say.
Then you control the freaking game. Because that's the only thing that messed up most white people.
I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't think controlling the media, the narrative. I think having some control.
Hold on, I agree. I agree with Biz. I agree with Biz. Notice.
Look, dude.
Having control.
Look, dude.
Having some control. Because if you have control, it just goes back to what we were talking about.
Check. I'm gonna tell you this. When I'm in Middle America, they don't know LA for what LA is. They know LA from TV, from movies, from Boys in the Hood,
documentaries,
all these, right? That's media.
Yeah, so because most motherfuckers come to Compton, they be like, "Oh, it's not as bad as it seems."
Exactly. Exactly.
Are you serious?
Right. No, right. They come to Compton, they're like, wow, Compton is actually not wild. You know what I mean? It's all TV, it's all media. So the perception is we keep a certain narrative, so it literally puts them in a certain eye of the public. So literally, we go around certain places, we can't get certain. Like my sister in Oregon. She walk into a 99-cent store to grab some little goodies or whatever, and they pressing her like, "Are you gonna come steal something?" Literally, like verbatim, just said it. Are you gonna come steal something?
That's overt. Right? That would be overt racism, just blatantly.
Right, overt, just blatantly, right? Of course, it's the overtness is not like that in LA, but it's done in symbolism. It's done in certain ways. It's
covertly.
It's done right. It's like literally under the radar. You know what I mean? You won't just get certain jobs. You won't get certain shit just because of it. I've been through it in the music industry.
So let me show you this clip real quick. You ready?
Go ahead. I need you to put it because I'm looking at it right now and I don't see the what's it called. Oh, there it is.
Of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check. Through an act of Congress,
Motherfucker, coming to get our check.
Mhm.
Pay me. What I said in the last podcast, pay me. Fuck all that extra shit. I don't need all that shit. Don't give me the chickens and goals and shit, nigga. Write the check. Cause I need to buy some shit.
I'll take the 40 acres and a mule. I don't get it messed
Man,
up.
fuck
Like
it.
he said, I can lace up my bootstraps. I get in that mud. It ain't nothing for me.
I'll be like, me personally, I'm like,
Get
fuck
that check and be like this.
I'll be like, hey, what? Hold on.
I get that check and be like this.
No.
Yeah. Run that shit.
Hey, I look at it like this. I can't. I look at it like this. If they gave me my 40 acres and a mule tomorrow and I got to choose the location, understand something. I'm putting my 40 acres in the middle of a housing project in the biggest city I can find.
I ain't doing none
Why?
of that shit. I'm gonna make you a studio. I'm gonna be just like them Chinese bitches.
I'm gonna put, for example, we live here in Vegas, right? On the north side of town of Vegas, they're building millions of dollars worth of housing projects right now. They have not jumped to the north side of the 215 just of yet, but in the next coming years, they're going to start building houses on the north side of the 215. I would take that 40 acres on that side and make those housing projects rent out my property.
Do you think you're the only one that's
let them build their HOAs, let them build all that on my land and give me a check every month and use that to help better my community. Let my community, because you always know there's going to be that one hater in the conversation saying, "Oh, they run you." Hey, I'm gonna let you think that, but understand every dollar that they put into my bank account, it ends up going into our community, building better streets, better lights, better schools, better everything. If they won't give us the money to do it, then why don't we just do it ourselves? You know?
Facts. So that brings me to my next point. We got about a couple minutes until we out of here, but that brings me to my next point. You said something earlier about how pretty much. Look, I always feel like, you said something in the comment where people say, "Oh man, you going with the crowd, or you doing what the man tells you," whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And look, check this out, man. And that brings me to my point of like the cool guy. When the cool guy is not cool anymore, right? Like when I was in middle school and high school and shit, I was the drummer, right? I'm playing in the marching band and I'm playing all these whoop. The black girl wasn't coming for me. Like when they talk about strengthening the black community, right? And I'm like, well, I think we have to start with the parents first and how our daughters are being raised, Like the black girls wasn't into the good guys. They were not into the good guys. They were into the niggas, the jocks, the gangsters, you know what I mean? Because that's what they saw in their homes.
And not only in their homes, on TV and in movies as well.
Right. That narrative. Wait. That narrative. When you get that narrative and you grow up with that narrative, you think that narrative is true. So you go out doing the same thing. So now you make the narrative actually a narrative. At first it was fake, right? But now when they pumping and pumping, and now the kids grow up doing that. Think about it. Willie Lynch was the great one. That Willie Lynch letter, that was a great one. Oh, they did a number on us on that. You thought slavery was something. Willie Lynch was a psychological shit. That was a whole nother game. That was how can we keep them thinking like this? That was. Right? And so when you got 50 years of that added on to slavery, oh my God, bro, it's just fucking ridiculous. You have Look, check this out. When I'm in school, elementary and middle school and high school, and I want to meet a good black girl to good black woman to grow it and go, you know what I mean, and get into college and you know what I mean, and we could build a beautiful family and all this
He was
cool
always
stuff,
looking
right?
to that next nigga.
There was right, bro. You know what I mean? And so what happened? I'm not gonna sit around. I want this type of life. And the life I want, these women don't want that type of life. I gotta worry. I don't want to worry. I don't want to always grab a fucking pistol all the time to, you know me, shoot a nigga whenever I feel like it. I want to tour the country. I want to make billions of dollars.
You want to see the world.
You need a woman that can manage that can know how to deal with some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So those are the things that I'm saying. It's like the craziest, trippiest parts, man. That I don't know. Maybe y'all. I think LeBron was the football guy. He was the jock in high school, so you know what I mean. He had no problem in those areas.
I was asleep in class. I was asleep in class, and I was at a party on the weekends. All right.
I was at all of it. I was at the parties. I was at the everything. It's just. And what you know what's crazy? You know what's so crazy? I didn't have black females knocking down my door because I was still into the books. I still was in the books, but like I talked to a female when we went to Miles Memorial or whatever, and I had a female that I knew that I went to the school that she ended up coming, that my sister knew, and for whatever reason she had it in her mind that I was a bad player and I had all the bitches. And I'm sitting there like, yo, I don't think you understand. Like, it may seem that way, but I wasn't playing. Like, I don't understand what you were saying and what I was saying. Because if the way you make it sound like I was getting pussy every single day or every weekend, and that wasn't the case.
You was eating it.
Look, at that age, I wish I was getting that fucking close. I wish I was getting that close.
I'm fucking with you.
Hey, cool. At that age, nigga, hey, you give me that close, I'm sticking it.
Hey, see, for me, it was a lot different. In school, and I'm not exaggerating, in school, I was asleep. I wore wrinkled clothes every day. My mom used to get on my head telling me, no girl wants a dude who wearing wrinkled clothes. And I asked her straight up, I was like, do you want me to have good grades or do you want me to have a girlfriend? And she said good grades. I said, then stop complaining about what I'm wearing.
Facts, mama.
But when I went out on the weekends, who I was in school was a different person on the weekends. I was fresh fitted, throwing the party. I was getting in the parties for free, and everybody wanted, and everybody, no one wanted to hang out with me. That was the crazy part.
My trying to teach you something, nigga. Don't take your ass looking like fucking who did it, nigga. Just go.
Hey, no.
But
check this out.
He's making a point. You don't know nothing.
No, he has a point. Because you know what? When I got older and I started traveling and shit, I started seeing it was only California, bro. Only California, Vegas. Once I got out of California, Vegas, motherfuckers didn't give a fuck how I looked, bro. It was ridiculous. They didn't care. People didn't care, bro.
California, Vegas, Miami,
maybe New York and Miami. Okay,
New York, Illinois.
What the hell is Illinois doing?
What I'm saying, what motherfuckers care about what you wear.
I don't know. It's too cold up there to be caring about what you wear.
St. Louis, whatever the fuck. Well, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Texas.
What you say? What you say, Tyler? What the fuck is Illinois doing?
Yeah, no, it's too cold right now. It is negative something in Illinois. I'm not worried about some brother fit. I'm worried about if he warm or not.
Some niggas is caring about how you dress in the snow.
Chicago is the only spot that's popping.
I'm not wearing the classic threes outside in negative 40-degree weather. All right, I'm strapped up.
I get what you said, but what I'm saying is simply that what I'm saying. I'm not negating what the Biz is saying. I'm on board with what you're saying, Biz, because when I went to the Navy, it was the same way because everybody understood that everybody was getting money, so it wasn't like what you were. It was like nigga, you're getting money. Yeah, you getting money. Nigga, we the same job. Like
your status meant more.
You know what's so crazy? Same job. So it's like nigga. Hey, so at the end of the day, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is to him is that was his mom. Just teaching a characteristic of like, care about what you wear, because I do the same thing with my daughters. Like I do say, like, you know, hey, care about what you look like when you out in public, because your first impression, your impressions are everything. And we talked about that before.
See, and that's what I was trying to say.
Your image does precede yourself sometimes.
Look,
No, and
you
he's
know the
100%
craziest
right.
part is when you meet a female outside of that's like grew up in that culture of always worrying about like the looks or how a man looks and all of that.
Aesthetics, yeah.
Right. Not her. I'm talking about him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you know how mothers be like, no, make sure he look good, make sure he this, make sure he that,
They care about
that, right?
Yeah,
When they actually are not raised like that, they just look at the man inside. Like they're like, who is he? You know what I mean? They're a lot more submissive. They're a lot more cordial.
I have friends
they're a lot
like
more. It's weird. It's crazy. But
so a female that don't own an iron cares more about your inside.
No. Okay, so check this out real quick. What I was trying to say about the school thing real quick. Okay, so check this out. About how are you saying about aesthetics and everything?
And if she don't own an iron or iron board, she care about you, bro.
It's not what's on the outside, what's on the inside.
That's very funny. Like she cares about her shit, right? But it's just that when it comes to the dude, like, you know what I mean? Like they're not like, oh, he need to have the best J's on. Oh, my man need to have the finest drawers on. He need to have, he better have
Today it's like that. Today it's like that. You know what I mean?
Like, and you have to look at that because the women then, or other women who are not raised in that type of aesthetic or mind state, you know what I mean? They're like, well, who is he? What is he like? How does he talk? Is he funny? Is he blase, whatever the case?
They're asking about personality.
Yeah, right. All that, all the extra stuff. You know what I mean? Does he have a job? Maybe he's saving his money. We don't know why. He probably just saving his money. He's probably investing his money. You know what I mean? And it's like, instead of the woman taking it from that, like the love in our community is what I'm talking about. Like that's where that love has to change, where the women have to start not looking at the man. Like I feel if the dude has on like look, my little jewelry, man. Look, my little jewelry, man. They be like, yeah, you pay around like $400-500 for that little shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. But if a dude got on like 3 of these and they fat and they like jeweled up, whoop, and it's like, all right, that dude better have like a car, a house,
right. I got a story for that. Long story short, I met a girl online. I took her on a date.
Was she ugly?
No, she was very beautiful.
She didn't catch you? Slow down. We're gonna break this story down. Slow down. We're gonna break this, it's the story down before we end.
So okay. So so this was a sister. She thought I was bumming because the way we met up. We met up and got coffee on date. No. We met up and got not coffee, smoothies.
You see?
No, but this was the crazy part. So we met up, and I literally had just got off work. I was looking like crap. We meet up, and we go get something to drink. We go get a smoothie or whatever. I asked her out, like, yo, I'd love to take you out on a real date. I was like, I can get cleaned up a little better. And what I meant by cleaned up was a white tee and some blue jeans, some sneakers. I didn't, I wasn't going all out. So I take her out on a date, and we go to a restaurant. I end up spending like $200 at the restaurant. I copped the check. I didn't even show her the check. I literally just paid it. Then after that, we went somewhere else and got a couple of drinks. After that, we went up and got like a little more dessert after walking around. We stayed out for about 4 hours, right?
What did you spend most of the money or she did?
No, I spent the whole thing. But I didn't spend it because I wasn't trying to, show off or stunt or nothing. I was spending.
I was just trying to get some pussy. That's all that was.
No.
He was trying to show it off. He's trying to get some pussy.
No. I was spending because I was trying to catch her off guard. So I spent. No. I spent about in total, let's say about $400 to $500 at one night.
That's pussy.
No. We didn't have sex. No.
That's hey. This your first. Wait.
Sex, that's so disappointing.
Wait. First, let's back up.
This is my first date. Yes.
This your first date, and you spent $400?
and digging no
Yeah,
pussy?
but I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna no. I'm
That's simple a little bit. Cause...
no, but hold up. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna trip y'all out real quick. I'm gonna trip y'all out.
Did you make your money
So-
back?
Backed off and it was all good.
Of course, I made my money back. Of course, I made my money back. The check was good, but check this out.
Bust
So
on my
after
belly.
that,
It was all good. I made my money back.
no. After that, about 2 weeks later, we sitting on the couch and we watching TV, and it's just the two of us. We sitting there watching TV, and she looks over at me and she says, "You know what? I need to be honest with you. I honestly thought you was a broke dude." And I was like, "What make you think that?" She's like, "Because when we first met, you looked like crap." I was like, "Well, I always look like crap. That's who I am." I'm like, I don't need to flex my wealth to let other people know I got money. That's how people come for you. I'm like, if a white tee and some if white tee and basketball shorts means I'm broke, just understand I'm broke, but I have my own place, my own car, my own source of income. I'm independent, and I'm not calling nobody for $1.
And when she was around her mama, when she was younger, her mama used to see men and saw men looking good with all type of jewelry and say, "Ooh, look at him. He look good. He got money."
Exactly.
So in her head,
Exactly.
she man that look good.
And this is what I'm
with all
telling.
this
And this is what I'm
jewelry
telling
and
you.
stuff.
And this is what I'm telling you. She
Go
was
ahead.
like, honestly, after that date that we went on, you threw me off because you didn't look at me for a quarter or nothing. You honestly paid for the whole thing. I didn't even ask you how much it was. And I told her that day it was like $400 to $500. And she was like, "That tells me you're financially stable." She's like, "I could see myself with
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you.
Hold on.
Shit, $400-$500.
After the first fucking drink, motherfucker, you should have thought.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. That's an expensive lesson. That's an expensive fucking lesson, bro. Like,
Expensive.
no, but no. This is hold on. You're not hearing me.
Hold on,
you should still be with that bitch right now for $400 or $500.
No, but I took her
Or
to
baby
a
or
very
something.
nice restaurant.
Baby out of it.
I took her to a very nice. Okay, but check
You
this out.
bought a
Listen,
baby. You bought a baby.
You're not hearing me, but you're not hearing me. Listen to this though.
My bad.
Women go after women go after money because they see it aesthetically. When she realized I was financially stable, she was like, "In all honesty, I thought this was going to be a short little fling. Now that I can see that you financially stable and you real in your character,
I will stick around."
Exactly. I was like, that's exactly how I played it.
That is not good. Run.
Hey, no, but clearly she ain't here.
Just tell me you murdered her throat. Just tell me you put her throat on the end of the bed and then you stuffed the shit. You stuffed turkey that bitch. Just to make me feel better about something.
Let's just say, hold on. Let's just say she was walking like a newborn deer.
Okay, but still.
One time?
You do not keep that around.
Hold on. One time? You should have got like 15. It should have been unlimited amount of pussy at that point.
No. But the point that I'm trying to make is Look. The point that I'm trying to make is I changed that narrative for myself. Yes, I know I copped out $400, but think about it like this. She didn't see
like
a dude
that make it hard for niggas like me.
I know.
How if I'm trying to be the positive? Explain to me how I'm trying to be positive.
Because I'm not spending $400 or $500 on a bitch just so she can understand that I'm worth something.
No. See, I knew.
I'm not even matching right now. And I'll go out with a bitch and take her to McDonald's and she gonna understand, nigga, I got money. Because of my speech, or because of how I talk, how I carry myself. It ain't got shit to do with what's in my bank account, bitch.
No, okay, no.
That has less, that drive around in Ford Focuses.
Bro, what the fuck is love?
No, okay, but look.
Now, look at this. This is love in 2022, bro.
I'm just trying to tell you. No. I was trying to tell you because it took me a minute to work up to that date. What I'm simply saying is, no. Every following date after that was nowhere near that caliber.
Stop.
Nowhere near that caliber.
You changing the whole podcast now.
I'm just digging a hole. You're
digging a hole. We about to go in on your ass.
I'm gonna fight both of y'all.
Hold on. Check this out. Stay right there. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta end it properly. People, thank y'all for tuning in.
I hate y'all so much.
This is the after hour.
I'm coming back.
All right, look, so now it's the after hours, people. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you still around,
I swear I can't stand y'all. Y'all took something and twisted it so quick.
so
You
So,
put, hey, you know what?
our
Actually,
podcast. Hold on. I
did.
gotta set it up. Our people, our podcast was on What the Fuck is Love in 2022 with J Love. He came on earlier. He spoke. He did his thing. And now we back. You know what I mean?
I'd love for him to come back.
Yeah, it'd be great. He
I want
come
to hear
back and
female
expound.
side now.
Yeah, we gotta hear some females coming here, ladies. If y'all want to expound on the recap of what was earlier, if you guys want to go back and check that out, you can check out the last maybe 30-40 minutes of it. But
get the juice.
But we got to get to cuz on the date. So on the date, you wasn't catfish though.
No,
you wasn't catfish.
The reason I spent what I spent, and the backstory to it is, it took me about 4 months, about 4 to 5 months, to actually get this girl to go on a date with me. She really made me work for it. To show her I was what I said in the message, who I was in the messages. I had to, put my best foot forward. And obviously, you could say I simped, you could say what it was, but what I was trying to do was just show that I'm financially stable and I'm stable in myself, but I'm also financially stable in my actions as well.
So you just did that. You did that. That's one of those moments you like, nigga, I did that.
Right.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Nigga, I spent $400-500. I did that. And you know how to get no pussy.
Cuz are gonna get you some real. Okay, cool. Cuz are gonna fit out that shit. Check this out.
Go ahead.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, but you come from a long line of players.
I'm gonna just say this. If y'all find peanut butter under your pillow sheets, it was because of me. I'll put peanut butter in everything right now. I'm gonna put peanut butter in your sneakers.
Look,
play with me.
Hey, you should have took that bitch to Outback and told her to enjoy, like straight up, like. And that's
I would have took her
special.
Look, I would have took her to In-N-Out and a beach walk. That's what she would have got. In-N-Out and a beach walk.
I'm not in Cali like that. That would have been, that would have been some shit to do.
I'm just saying, I don't know, to a little kick out hookah spot or something.
Now, don't get me wrong. I just spent bread on. I don't just spend bread on a female, but she was my female, and we were together, and we were doing some. So I spent bread, but on a female that I'm trying to impress. Hey, straight up, like you have to understand these females.
Hey, I'm just saying. After about 4 months of working it through messages, talking over the phone.
Where's she at today? Where's she at today?
Obviously, she ain't here. They ain't stick around.
Can you still get your $400-500 worth out of it?
Can I call her today?
Yeah, get some pussy.
No.
Nigga, that's it for nothing.
Can you get your 4 months back? Can you get your 4 months back?
No, even if she out of state. She out of state. Can you call and be like, yo, I'm about to pull up on you. You can't hit it. She pregnant?
She got
somebody?
She was somebody.
She got somebody, but she burnt that bridge. She burned
up on her.
Because she burned that bridge when she walked out the door.
No. She burnt the bridge with you, but you didn't burn the bridge with her. Can you still pull up on her?
Nah, she told me she don't want to talk to me another day in her life.
See, the bitch wasn't worth the money. That's crazy.
But she lasted a whole.
What you did? All you did was make it hard for niggas like us.
God, no, I didn't.
Now that bitch is gonna expect $400 or $500 dinners every single time.
It wasn't a whole dinner. It was the night.
I died.
I quit. I hate y'all so much.
Oh shit, bro. No.
This why I stick to my Netflix and Hulu. I'm not messing with y'all.
This shit better than Netflix and
Hey,
Hulu.
hey, what you do? Hey, you look, man.
I'm coming
Never,
back. I promise y'all.
ever, don't
know you
ever, don't ever. You are
ever.
look. Plus, you got two things that's winning for you that like kills like that's like females go walk up on you. You look like the motherfucking Rico Suave. So with the hair and the skin,
Right, the hair,
mustache, nigga, you
Hey,
ain't
that's
gotta spend
one.
nothing.
That's one. That's
You
one
ain't
thing.
gotta. You ain't gotta spend no money.
Yeah, that's one
Like,
thing.
what the
I
hell?
got more hair than you.
They'll
You know
spend
how many
money
people out
on
here
you.
bald-headed?
Oh
They'll,
yeah,
they'll spend money on you, man. Women are
Hey,
getting
look,
money
they're probably
nowadays.
paying you for your hair.
Yes, women get money nowadays, bro.
Hey, to this day, I still get offers from random people on the street that want to buy my hair. It's the craziest thing. I don't. It shocks me every time it happens too. Oh my god, I'd love to buy your hair. I'm like,
Bro,
I ain't
I'm
work
just
for
saying.
this. You can't cut the check large enough.
Hey, look, I'm just saying when you apply those things, like that tells me like when I see that you let your money speak for you, then and that's something you should never ever have to do just to show a woman that you're worth enough being around.
But
You know what I mean?
it
Ain't
was
no
no. But
buts.
mind you,
Ain't no
it was
buts.
no.
No,
It
you
was
can't
okay.
do
But
that.
no. But
She should genuinely, if she genuinely want to
let me
be
ask
around
y'all.
you, whether you know your
But
worth
let
or
me
not.
ask y'all something. Let me ask y'all something. Y'all put work in, and let's just use a job as the example. Y'all put working at a job for 6 months, 4 to 6 months straight, right? Back to back. You working at 9 to 5, you hustling, breaking your back, right? After 4 to 6 months, you feel like you deserve you to spoil yourself, right?
Right.
So you go out there and you gonna drop however much on whatever the hell you want on whatever the hell you want to do.
On yourself. Right.
Right.
No.
So if I put 4 to 6 months in on a girl, trying to get her attention, get her to know the real me outside of through messages and phone
Let me
calls.
answer this
When
notice. Let me answer this notice, please. Go ahead.
when it comes to actually being together, ain't you gonna make it memorable? Ain't you gonna make it special? You ain't just gonna like McDonald's in a car ride,
Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, so check this out. Period.
I hate to want the mic closer.
Period.
Right.
At a job, I get paid every 2 weeks or every week or however the salary is that comes in, right?
Right.
If I was working a job, that's totally different. I could get pussy every night. I could pay for it. You know what I mean? I'm just being bluntly. If you want to just be real about it,
Right.
every other 2 weeks you got some new pussy or whenever you get paid, right? But if I'm spending 4 months talking to a female, I better be looking to marry this motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? That's a lot of time.
After 4 months, that's the direction the conversation was going. Obviously, like we wasn't talking about like getting married like immediately, but we was on the topics of
You see,
family and love.
This is what young niggas
Going
and
on,
old
family.
niggas like us,
What
not
up,
old
family?
But hey, what's up, Tone? Hey, welcome to the podcast, bro. Tone in the
Welcome
house.
in, Gasmasktribe. You already know.
Hey, but that's what niggas differentiate, because if I'm not promised tomorrow, and niggas know my family is dying like fucking flies on a fucking fly trap. So like niggas, when it comes down to it, niggas, hey, I'm not 4 to 6 months of putting some time into a bitch. Excuse me, a female that I'm sorry. And then look, I even asked you the question: could you pull up on that bitch today? Because if I did that, I've never done that.
4 months.
Look, I tell you right now, any female that I have done that in the past, regardless if I got a family or not, I guarantee you right now, I could pull up on that female and get some. Right now.
Hey, look. Hey, check this out. You know what's the coldest part is? That's actually facts.
That's a fact.
Right. Like if you're on point, like of course we're married, we got kids, and you know what
Yeah,
I mean. We're
Right.
over, you know, right?
not
We're not
seeking
like
that,
y'all, like
not
you know what I
seeking that,
mean.
but yeah.
But when you look at the game a little different, you know what I mean. It's like that. Like you can't come at
Right, and I
things
get that.
4 months.
I
4
look at
months.
it, but okay, but everybody's perspective is different. You said that earlier. My perspective on this is this. I look at a relationship just like I look at a job. If I put 4 months in, I feel like I could reward myself. So if I go feel like stunting and spending big money on a date, hey, so be it. That's my prerogative. So I spent the
All
400
right,
not
Bobby
only just
Brown.
for her but for myself. What were you saying?
No, that's it. All right, Bobby Brown. You said that's your prerogative.
Hey, did you hear? But did you hear where the conversation went in on and what
Where it
what it
came
left off
from? Did
on?
you hear? Did you hear where it originated?
Okay, so
Nah, 'cause
tell.
I had
So,
literally just hopped into the podcast, like just hopped
hey,
in.
look.
Okay,
So, all right,
okay.
let me update you real quick. Okay, so we were talking about love and how it applies to the 2022 and whatever this case now, like, and how it applies to certain things. Now, when it came down to it, no, he was talking about like how he invested. B was talking about how he invested, how controlling the narrative of something can change the outcome of something, or him controlling the narrative gives him control of the field of relationships or whoever he deals with. So he proceeded to tell us about a female that he put 4 to 6 months of time in, and they went on their first date, and he spent $400 to $500 on. He didn't hit.
I hit later though. I hit later though.
I
You
Didn't mean
gotta
hit
be.
throw.
later.
Didn't mean
I
throw.
hit later.
Don't
Boy,
get no
shut
baby.
up.
And guess what? And I asked him, I said, can you pull up on that female today? And he's like, nope. I was like, well, no, he's like, I burnt that bridge. I was like, no, can you pull up on that female? Or she had nothing to do with me. So that's where the I was like, you spent
Right.
4 to 6 months and
But
But
$400
like
and you
I
can't
said,
no,
like
fix.
a job. Like a job. You
And
put
the
4 to 6 months
reason
at a
and the
job, you feel
reason
like
of
you can
him
resort yourself.
like just the
But if you
reason of him saying the story was because of how black women can kind of look at aesthetics and how they can look at aesthetics as that's money, right?
right,
Chains,
Instead of
earrings, fit.
looking at, well, who is he? Have a
she
conversation with
told
him
him,
first.
right.
And
oh, I see that you're not a broke dude. So
hey,
you had me
Jim.
all screwed up because now I see you not a broke dude because you spent this amount of money on me.
No. It wasn't the fact that I spent the money. It was the fact that
It
she
wasn't
didn't
back.
see. No.
That wasn't
Hold on, hold on,
No, it was the
let
fact
her
that she could
go
see that
ahead.
I was financially stable and I wasn't just flexing on a moment.
And then what she said after that? I fucks
She
with you
said
now.
she was like, I
dinner.
could see us
I
having
got
a
the dinner right
future.
there at the table.
I got what I wanted.
You see how financially stable? We'll stable this dick in your
Wait,
mouth.
wait, 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 wait. Hey, she flipped the role on you. That's
She
what she
did.
did.
She did. She played you.
Hey, it is.
That's a very masculine role that she pulled.
Hey, I'm gonna just say it like this.
Hey,
I
he might. Hey, you sure she's not a hermaphrodite? No, just playing.
Oh, bro, don't play with me. Don't play
Hey,
with me. Hey,
you better ask Vince and notice. They know I'm gonna come over here clouding.
Smoking jokes.
You better leave
don't
me out
play
of
with
it.
me.
You better leave me out of it because I will bring smoking jokes to this show.
Hey. I'm with it too. But hey, I already
Hey,
recouped that money.
hey,
I recouped that money. That was old money.
he wasn't expecting it. We were just like,
What it was
yo.
me. What? Because he started, I was like, oh, whoa. We got to break this story down. You already know me. I like to break. Hold on. Yeah, you ain't going to just roll my story. We ain't going to break it down. I need to
Oh,
hear
I
this.
ain't got no issue breaking
But,
down
but,
the
Right.
doesn't,
whole thing. We can get
but
down
doesn't
to the
that
Wait.
nitty gritty.
but
Look.
doesn't that go to what we talk about all the time, Biz? It's like, see, just to give just a little piece, and I'll shut the fuck up.
Go ahead. No,
Like we got a good dude, right? Putting that narrative, putting that to it, showing what you women should want out of a dude, stable, this, putting time in, blah, blah, blah. And then what? What do you have to show for it, B? Nothing.
Nothing.
Hey, Cuzzo, check it out. Check it out, B. I've been that guy. I was that guy before, man.
Me too.
You know?
Good guy.
They don't like that. They do not like that shit, bro.
Hey,
They don't.
check. Before you go in, because I gotta say something, so people know, the audience that's watching. All right, up at the top, we older, we late 80s baby. That's when we was born.
Yeah.
At the bottom, they the young
90s.
guys. They're the
90s,
ones that be sipping out here.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I used to. I'm 30 now. I'm in the 30 club, so nigga done made it around that block a couple times. Damn it.
You 89 then.
I'm a 90s baby.
Go ahead, Toe. My bad. I didn't mean to say
Nah,
that.
That's the difference. That's the only difference because I didn't show.
I'm 92.
I didn't show my nephew, but I showed Toe though. I showed Toe what was up. I was
Hey.
like, hey.
You know what I did, right? You know what I did.
I can't
I
with
showed
y'all,
Toe.
man.
I said, hey, these hoes. I tried to show you, B. We went out a couple times, but the nigga was, locked down and shit, so I couldn't really show you like I was with this.
Hey,
Not only that, all I
I'm gonna
wanted
just
to
say
do was
this.
get ice
Hey,
cream.
look, in so many, in so little words, I'm just gonna say, it was a movie. Life was a movie.
Hey,
Your life.
no, it really was.
It was intended to go over your head. I did that on purpose. Goddamn it!
It was HD 1080p.
You got certain watches. Goddamn it!
Hey,
1080p. Bro, we in the age of 8K. You better get out of here with that. You still got
Hey,
the
but at
bubble
that
back
time it
TV.
was 1080p still. That shit was new as fuck. This
with
nigga
the bubble back
was
TV.
like,
You still
bro,
had the bubble back.
no
This
Hey,
dude crazy.
flat screen, big flat screen. Tom was like,
Time y'all seen a bubble back though?
no,
bubble
nigga, I
back.
ain't-
What?
a fucking
The
television.
fat end of the TV. When
I
last
used to
time
have
Why
a
would
bubble
you-
back.
nigga,
I used
that's
to-
what
I
Why
used
would,
to-
why would you even call it that? I thought you were talking about a bitch with a fat ass. Nigga,
Call it
you said a
television.
bubble back. I'm like, oh, a bubble butt. I thought you were talking about bubble butt, nigga. God damn.
Rename
Bubble
our
back.
history and shit. This nigga renamed
Bubble
our
back.
you see they had
Bubble back.
Biz,
You mean
see
something like
Bubble
that?
Back?
You mean like TV like this?
God
That's what you talking about?
No, he talking about the one that's like
Hey.
like the ATL asses. You
Turn
know
your
what I mean?
volume
Like
down some.
Like the bitches in the
Yeah,
South.
boy. I ain't seen one of them in forever.
Turn your volume down some, Tom.
How's that?
That's
It's
good.
probably because
That's what he talking
No,
about.
that's good. That's
You
good.
want
That's great.
to? Oh, you
That's
put
great.
your teeth.
That's great. So I
that nigga
Hey.
flossing. He ain't rolling the blade. He flossing.
Wow.
it's all good because you are a good dude. It's just that, you know what I mean? It's just that like sometimes you don't know the worth of that being a great guy. And even
Right.
though me and Notice, we pick fun at it because it's like we noticed because that's how we are. You know what I mean?
And we
We
talk
grew up
about
in
this all
that
the time.
era. We
Talk
grew up
about
in
it
that
all
era where niggas would clown on niggas in certain aspects of whatever the case.
Right,
may
right,
be.
right.
Like it was okay. Nowadays, it's considered
bullying and
It's
trolling.
Bullying. Right, right, right. No,
It's considered
I-
bullying, right?
shoot, we sit, man. When I was in school,
Am I
we
pointing at
roasted
him?
on the bus.
Who?
You said, huh?
Who?
Am I pointing at him? Am I pointing at this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you point at this.
I done seen him. I done seen him in the in love before. No, let that nigga fool you.
No. Hey, you right?
Oh, that's even better. That's even better that you there. You,
Look,
you,
check this out.
you.
I done had Biz. I done had Biz pass me bitches.
Other
So
way.
I know both ways.
Right.
Biz
I
passed me
was finna tell you. I was finna say like, hold on.
Nigga,
Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it
But,
twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
I ain't spin.
Some bad
I
ones
ain't.
too.
Hey, I ain't.
Bad
unless
ones. I was like, nigga,
with
you
him.
want to give up this bitch? He like, yeah, here you go.
So real quick
Look,
to
check.
the.
Let me tell you. Look, check. Unless I was with them, then I would come out the pockets like that, depending on what the circumstances were.
Right. And
If
to
I
what
was
you're
not
saying
with
about
them,
that,
I'm not with them. I mean, you might get $50 out of me, and especially if I don't
Right.
if I don't like, you know what I mean? We just chilling. I just want to get to know who you are. Like, we ain't gotta
Yeah, no,
like
and
we
I'm
ain't
the-
gotta go
and-
to a dinner or nothing. Man, we go to In and Out, go to a bar, talk, go to a movie.
no.
You know
And
what I
I,
mean?
and I,
Hang, just
it-
hang.
Right. Let me add to that real quick. So when it comes to a regular, date, hey, let's go out to a date, get to know each other. I spend $50, $60 on a date. It's that. But like
100.
how you said, like you said, I'm a good dude or
More like
whatever.
200.
My thing is, but check
I'm
this real quick.
fucking
Check
with
this
you.
real quick.
You better add another zero to that.
No, but check this real quick. Check this real quick.
I
My
got
thing is this. My thing is my character. My character always speaks for itself, But every once in a while, just like with anybody, there's always that every blue moon where you gotta just do a little more, just cause. You ain't even got a reason to do it. It's just a just cause. Like you a good person, or you got money. Even though you got it, you still somehow have to flex it, show it, whatever. You gotta,
It makes you feel good. It does
No.
exactly. So
Right,
after,
but
what I'm saying
no.
is
Stop,
after 4 to
Cuzzo.
6
Stop,
months.
Cuzzo.
All right, what?
We gotta
What?
filter out that bullshit, man. Just because
I
you
was
got it,
I was trying to give you some peace.
man. Look, man. No, man. Just because you got it, don't mean you gotta flaunt it for these motherfuckers to like.
But it was
he
only
got it.
once. It was
No,
only once.
I get you.
That's
We
you
all
a
fall.
fucking lie. B, you a
That's
fucking
how.
lie.
You look like. All right, let me be quiet.
Hey, when I was your age, my nigga, I used to trick a little bit.
Yeah, nigga. Don't you know that?
No,
Wait. Look,
no. I ain't spending 4 to 6 on nobody and 4 to 5
Yeah,
on
but you
nobody else.
spending 1 or 2.
boy, you Trick Junior, nigga. You Trick Junior, nigga. You.
Hey, your dad your dad doing a lot.
That's why I called him Trick Junior.
Hey, all I'm saying is,
You so
all I'm saying
stupid.
is
Shut the fuck up.
all I'm saying is when you're looking at the game, Cuzzo,
You're not like that.
you
I'm gonna be back.
No, look. No, stay right here. Look, you have to look at the game as like this, bro. The world is your canvas, and women, literally, however people may take this wrong or right, but women literally is like your rib. They're supposed to help you. They assist you. They're supposed to, literally, like when you find the right one, she'll follow your plan, and you guys add as one and continue, right?
To the depths of hell.
Yep, to death do you apart. And you would need to come out all out the pockets and do all this extra shit, and
she'll
just
have her
prove,
own money.
right? Just to prove that
Right.
you can be that dude. Because, like, what if something happens where you have to, you know what I mean? Sit down for a little bit and get some rest, and you know what I mean? Like, you need to relax a little bit. You know what I mean?
And I was trying to get to that. Only reason I spent that much that night was one, because I put 4 to 6 into it, 4 to 6 months into it. So I was like, let me reward myself. Not only that, we went somewhere that I wanted to go. Like,
Nephew,
I really wanted
to
alone.
Just
I wanted to go to that restaurant.
So you splurged on yourself.
Don't do it.
As
Hey,
well,
Cuzzo,
yeah. I splurged on myself as well as on her.
Cuzzo.
More on her.
Cuzzo.
Hey,
we ain't gonna talk about you right now. We're gonna because
playing out my nephew like that. Fuck you. You get a nigga no pussy, didn't lick his tip and jack him off or nothing, rub his fucking sack or something.
Oh my god, that was my decision.
That was $500. You should have gave that nigga a hickey. Like, come on, something. Suck on something.
Okay, real quick.
I bet your mind was running wild.
I got a question for all y'all. I got a question for y'all when it comes to this. So, and it's a nod towards the LGBT community. Do you guys know all the sexual identities? Let me phrase that. Sexual orientation.
All I know is mine. Hey, look, all I know is mine.
Right. I ain't worried about the rest of them, goddammit.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of the asexual community?
Yeah, they just don't have sex, right?
It's not that they don't have. No. They just don't have the drive for sex.
That's bullshit.
No, it's not. There's a whole community wrapped around it.
That's forced, bro. That's forced.
Are you trying to tell us that you Jesus, nigga?
No. I'm trying to explain. No, I'm trying to.
Let him explain. I'm
trying to.
My bad.
I learning about the asexual community due to a friend of mine who is asexual, who showed me more about it.
Right.
There, just like with music, just like with rap, for example, there's trap music, there's drill music, there's
No, I
West
get it.
Coast class,
It's
so
genres.
forth.
It's genres of
Yeah,
sex.
exactly. Well, yes, there's
There's
subcategories in
there's
every one.
hippos.
So
There's lions.
in the asexual
Butterflies.
community, there's omnisexual, there's gray sexual, and there's demisexual. Gray sexual is the one that I'm particularly talking about, to where they don't have a high sex drive or the willingness to want the desire for sex.
What is black?
Jeez.
What is
Y'all
black
niggas is
sexual?
making up shit now.
Wait,
man.
wait,
I
wait.
can't even follow this shit no more.
Hold on, hold on,
I
hold
get you.
on,
I
hold
get
on.
you. I get you. No, I get you.
I
Right.
get what
I
he
get
think.
you.
I understand
It's like
it, but
no,
following
it's like
it,
putting a female on dick detention.
No,
No,
it's like
it's not that.
it's like being
simply
neutered.
this.
He's neutered.
No,
yeah,
it's simply this.
that's faded at birth.
No, it's simply this. It's simply this. It's simply this. Because I
Well,
feel
dick or pussy.
no. It's because I feel close to being a gray sexual. I simply look at it like this. I don't always have the desire to have sex, like
You a
all the time or with
motherfucking liar.
anybody.
Let him talk. I'm gonna mute your
I-
mic, nigga.
I don't have the desire to have sex with not every girl, but like with every second of the day. I don't have that desire. I don't have that urge.
It's natural.
Exactly. So when I met, in any situation, in any relationship, I'm always like, we can have sex, but it's when you want it. Because if you're gonna ask me when I want it, it's only gonna be like once, maybe twice a week or every couple weeks.
I
And
mean,
they
that's
look
not
at
bad, but wait. That's not bad. That's not like a huge bad thing. Like that's just your sex drive. It's just
Yeah, you
you
saw
know,
I
how
know,
they-
but that's what I no. But what I'm saying is to how
it's not like
it's
you're like, yo, I
oh,
want to fuck every fucking day, and that's the normal man. We fuck
no,
every fucking day.
no. But it's to the point of where he keeps saying, where Notice keeps saying like, oh, you ain't getting no pussy. No, I didn't get no pussy. Why? Because I didn't have the desire for it.
Oh, I get you. So you said, hold on.
That's always my desire, damn
Hold
it.
on.
Hey, at $60.
Now,
Right.
I'm with you when you had me with the, I mean, I get it because it just seemed like a normal sex drive, right? I don't
Right.
look at it as an actual sexuality. I just look at it as
Well, it's
just a sex drive.
not a sexuality. It'd be considered an orientation. There's a difference. It's so confusing. But yeah.
No. Check this out. I'm with you. I get you, right? Because
Me too.
it's a new discovery. There's a lot of things that's coming up and blah blah blah. I'm with that. But where you literally make things bad is when you bring it back to the night of with you with a girl. And the fact that
That I spent $400.
now it's not like an excuse, cuz now it's like nigga, now you didn't want to fuck
well, no, like
$400,
you said,
nigga.
but like you said
$400,
earlier, you want to break it down and get all the way into it. If we gonna get all the way
Come
into it, let's
Cuzzo,
let's unpack every detail.
$400. She bro, $400. She's busting it open.
Guess what? I would have been okay.
But I
at
took okay,
$400
but let me.
if you didn't put 4 or 6 months into it. $400 or $500 would have been justifiable if she would have gave you a hand job or something, like something there.
Nigga, I'm getting
But with no sexual
with
desire,
time
with no
and money.
sexual desire. But with no
Hey,
sexual desire,
I'm getting it in 4 to 6 minutes, nigga. 4 to 6 minutes.
I'm so. I promise you. I'm gonna be back.
Hey,
I
he a
promise
black
you.
sexual. You black sexual, nigga.
Hey, but all
You know
jokes
what I mean?
aside,
That's
Okay,
black
but-
sexual.
all jokes aside, nephew, I understand what you're talking about because there has been times where I have wined and dined a female. That's what you call wining and dining. The thing about that is, I didn't do it. That's my brother.
That's not whining and dining. That's crying and dining.
Later.
Crying and dining. That's a little more than whining.
I have wine and dined a female. The difference is, and not have gotten me in return is, I didn't do it to that extreme. I didn't put a major amount of time in, and I put a major amount of money in. But I did put some money in. And if you
Right.
want to talk about time, I probably put maybe a week or two in to see if it was going to go somewhere. But I didn't put that invested time in. What you're talking about,
Right.
that's called invested time. That's you're putting your heart into something. That's putting your spirit into something. Your
Right.
soul
4 to 6 months is that.
See, but that's what we're trying to do. A lot of females don't. A lot of them, not everyone. A lot of them don't appreciate that man. They would rather you. They would rather you spend $100. They go fuck them.
Right. Well, okay, but again, like how I said earlier too, it was more for me as it was for her, and the reason I say that is because, for example, you're a steak person, and we know this. You know, we lived together at one point, where all we ever did was talk about steaks. I took her to a restaurant that sold dry aged steaks. The steak alone was $60. So you could see where the $400 came up real quick. You feel me? If my steak alone is 60 and her steak alone is 60, that's 120 just off of the meat. We ain't talking about the drinks. We ain't talking about the sides. We ain't talking about the gratuity, you know, the tip of the paying the bill.
Okay, Cuzzo, you walking yourself in a deeper hole, bro.
I understand that, but okay, but here, let's change.
Look,
let's
bro,
change the subject.
She didn't have to get the prime steak, nigga.
Could have gave that bitch a New York strip.
They were New York strip.
Nigga. I think
Dry aged
was like
dry aged for 45 days. Dry aged for 45
Hey,
days.
bitch would have been mad at me. Bitch would have been mad at me. She would have had a big rib.
I spent $300 some odd dollars like that at fucking T-Bones with my bitch.
Cuzzo, you like that type of price lets me know you wanted to marry her.
You did. You had some investment.
Yeah, I did. I did have investment in her.
Like,
but at the same time, like I said, that's a restaurant that I really wanted to go to because I wanted to, you know, try dry aged steak for the first time. That's why I went there.
Why don't you just give her some mac and cheese or something? I'm just saying though, bro. Like, what did you no? Honestly, got a question. Did you think that she was that much invested into you as well? Is that why you did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if we talking every day to every other day for 4 to 6 months straight, would you have doubt that would, you know?
No, did she lead you to that? Did she be like, yo, hey, blah, 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 let's go to like, what was the conversation that made you go like, hey, I'm gonna take you out to this restaurant? You know what I mean? Because we having such good conversation for 4 to 6 months. I would believe that you've been chasing her, you know, this long. And she like, nah, I'm not ready to go out. Nah, I'm not ready.
Because after meeting for smoothies, and this is how it happened. After meeting for smoothies, the next few
This nigga.
No, I paid for mine.
He said meeting for smoothies.
She got there
we don't meet for smoothies, bro. We meet for coffee.
I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee.
Hey, so we don't either. Hey,
we getting off subject. We getting off subject.
No, smoothie. He was young. I get it.
Okay. So after that, you know, the next couple of days of conversation is like, you know, we should really go on a date. I asked her where she would like to go. And she said, you know, I would like to go to a steak place. And I asked her, like, do you know anything about steak? She said, not really. So we got into the conversation, had a long 2-hour conversation about steaks. Like, not literally 2 hours, you know, an in-depth conversation. We got into Wagyus, we got into primes, choices, all that crap. And it brought up that restaurant in the back of my head. I knew about this restaurant. I was like, I really want to go to this place. Like, it's a little on the pricey side. I was like, but they have some of the best steaks in the city.
Did you know it was on the pricey side though? Honestly? Okay.
Yeah. Because when I was working for Pepsi, I delivered to a restaurant next to it. And when I walked by, they had the menu and the prices outside. So when I walked by, I said, damn, $62 for a steak. But then I read the little, you know, the little parentheses, and it said dry aged, wet aged for 15 days, dry aged for 35 to 45 days. So I was like, oh, I know about dry age. Oh, so it stayed in the back of my head after having a long, in-depth conversation. Yeah, after having a long, in-depth conversation with her, oh, hey, remember that restaurant you seen a few months ago?
But what made you think she was worth that What clicked in you and
Oh.
said she was worth this steak? Because you talked to her for this amount of time.
He
So
thought
now
highly of her.
Right,
other
right.
than trying to impress her, what was that thing? I need to know. What was that thing? You'd be like, you know what? I'm not just trying to impress her.
When
Something she said to me that makes me want to go spend this bread on her because I'm gonna spend this bread. Like other than pussy, because I know pussy is the driving force.
right,
You can sit there and teach and say this asymmetric bullshit all you want. Nigga, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck, nigga. You trying to fuck. Look, I'm trying to fuck. Look, and you might not be trying to fuck as bad as I am. The difference is you still trying to fuck. So
right, right, which
I
I'm
need to
not
know
denying. I'm not denying.
what was it that she said or did that made you go, you know what? I'm gonna take you to this fucking restaurant. What's up?
Right. Okay. Well, besides wanting to spoil myself, which was also partly why I went there.
Cause come on, man. Every time you do that, it makes
She-
me come on, bro. You could go there by yourself with the homies or some
Hey,
shit.
I could have,
No, like, come
but
on,
I'm trying to
bro.
get there. I'm trying to get there. So
the
we was
photos.
having,
She sent photos.
no, it was
There
not
we
about no damn
go.
photos. It was about no damn photos. Basically, what the conversations we were having were just like they were deeper than your average conversation. We were talking about childhood trauma, the fact talk about mental issues, mental health, and the fact that we had a lot in common when it came to a lot of that stuff. So opening up and talking about stuff that you normally wouldn't talk about with just anybody,
She catfished her feelings.
Yeah.
and which she probably could have, but
Catfished her
hey,
fucking feelings.
Cause she probably could have. She did.
She did. No,
all
she
right, well
catfished her
I'll take
feelings.
that.
She catfished her feelings. She
I'll
did.
take that.
Yeah. So Wanye and Ray Ray just walked in the room, and welcome to the tribe, man. Appreciate
What's
y'all.
going on, family?
So y'all.
Well, yeah, you gotta unmute yourself, brother. I think he's still coming
Yeah,
in.
you gotta unmute yourself.
And you gotta turn this camera on.
But I wanted to talk to Wanye about I'm glad he in too, because you spoke on the LGBT, and I wanted to speak on the gray sexual and the
Asexual thing.
white
So
sexual,
okay,
the black
so
sexual.
I'd love Wanye's opinion on that. But real quick to that, let me explain.
I
it to y'all
thought,
real
I
quick.
mean, okay, before you go in, to me, I just think it's like a normal sex, like that's just your normal, like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
It
well
seems
I'm
normal.
gonna
Like, there's a
right.
lot
Well,
of dudes that has a sex drive that's like, 3 to 4 times a week. Like they're, you know what I mean? They're not like,
right.
you know what I mean? It's
Well, no. So I can break it down a little better. So I'm gonna use you as an example. You are a
no,
straight.
me. I'm fucking every night, bro. So
Yeah.
that's a little
No.
different. I'm
You better leave me out of
fuck
it.
every morning.
No. Real quick.
I'm
Leave me
waking
out
up
of
at
it.
the job, nigga.
No, it's not about. I'm not talking about sex
I
drive.
be sleep still getting it.
I'm not talking about sex drive in this
Okay, I'm
situation. I'm
messing
not
with
talking
you.
about.
I'm messing with you.
Okay, so you are a straight black male, right? Black and white. Black and white. All right. If you were to dive into the LGBT community, they would go more in depth on you. They would say you are a black cisgendered male who is, let's say, for example, you were asexual. You are asexual with codependencies of X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 right? Blah,
Okay,
blah,
can
blah,
you tell me what's the sex
Woo.
term, the sex orientation or sex term for someone who has a high sex drive
Technically,
in the
you're hold up.
LGBT world?
In the LGBT world, you would be considered, and I'm trying to remember it because
I think it's black
Hella
sexual.
sexual.
Black sexual.
Hella sexual.
okay, so so I can't think of it right now, but the asexual community, that is only for people who don't have the average, if you want to call it average, sex drive.
You better be careful because niggas is gonna be coming for you. You say this.
Well,
shit
they could, hey, come for me. I don't give a damn. We hash it out. But,
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yo, shit, you need the blue pill? That what you trying to tell us?
No, God, no. I don't need that.
I was about to say you too young for that.
No. But basically, omnisexual means you are only sapiosexual is attracted to intelligence.
Right.
But
Right.
when it
right.
comes to omnisexual is the desire of drive. Your desire of drive is very erratic. It would basically be like a sense of bipolarism. If bipolarism was in that way, basically you is very erratic. There's times where you could have a dead sex drive for months on end, and then for the next 20 minutes, all you want to do is just dry hump like a fucking rabbit. But then it
Dry
can only
hump?
last. Well,
Okay,
some people get off on
okay,
dry
so
humping. Some people get off on dry humping.
and I was like, I'm with you too when you
True.
said the psychological. After that, the whole dry humping shit, I don't know. I can't like this.
Well, I'm
But
only
what I'm
using
saying
dry
is,
humping as an example. I'm just simply saying
I'm
you want to
fucking with
fuck
you.
A lot of
for the
people
next
are.
20 minutes
I'm
straight or
fucking
the
with you
next
because of,
20 days straight.
but what I'm saying is
I
like
mean,
for
Dave
me,
Chappelle said he'll fuck a foot, so that's dry humping.
yeah. So that's crazy. So for
Yeah.
me, like,
It threw him off so hard.
yeah, that shit threw me out. No,
Dave
like,
Chappelle said that
like,
on
what
TV.
the
He said,
fuck?
"I love feet. Give me feet, and I will."
That nigga
I love
said,
feet.
that
Hey,
nigga
Wow,
said, just
wow.
fuck a foot.
hey,
But
Charlamagne the
what
guy
I'm
said he
saying is,
wanted to suck a fart out of J-Lo's butt.
but
He
what I'm
did. He
saying
flipped
is
the
like,
chair. Nasty.
so now it's like, so now I'm seeing like what you're saying is the LGBT community is not just a same-sex community. It's like
No, it's not.
it's an expression of sexuality inside of the
Right,
That
right, exactly.
and I have to go with that because this is where things fuck me up. Because I look at LGBT. Now, I don't care what you identify yourself. Let's be clear. I don't care. You can identify yourself as a rabbit, frog, toad. I don't give a fuck.
In
about
some
none of
states,
that
that's
shit.
actually legal.
I'm sure it is. You could be a
The bitches call me Hancock.
eagle, squirrel. I don't care if you want to be whatever the fuck you want to be. You want to
You know
identify
who-
yourself.
you know
What
who-
I'm going to do is, what I am going to do is this. What
Right.
I can't understand. I cannot.
This should
There-
be another podcast.
This
Well,
is
yeah,
it.
sure.
We already
No,
here.
I'm saying like as another day.
It's just
And action.
It's so dynamic when you cross over into that world. When you cross over to LGBT, they want to break and identify everything down. That's like,
Oh yeah, I 100% agree.
I'm sorry, but I hate to be the bad guy here, but that shit is just too.
And it is too much.
Like it just is. It shouldn't be that fucking hard to be like, yo, if you like a fucking dude, or you want to be a dude, or you want to be a girl, I get that when they want to break it down. And to be honest, the future, this nigga choking like a motherfucker. The future will probably prove me wrong because I am just of my era. So it will become a point, I'm sure, that it will be like, yo, I'm glad we broke this down in terms, but at the same time, it's taking out what humanity. I know this nigga's crazy. There you go. Pass the shit to me.
Magicians right there.
I wish I could go like this. I wish I could go. Hey.
There you go. Other side. There you go.
Hey, my
Yeah,
mic is on the
that'd
whole time, y'all. I was just
That'd be
moving
dope.
like
That'd be
Trump
dope.
challenge.
Like a rabbit. That'd be dope.
So okay, so notice real quick.
Hold on, before you finish my thought, it's just too much. It should not be to where, there's a community that changes the guidelines of humanity. That's what's happening here.
I
There's a
100%
community
agree
that's
with that.
changing the guidelines of humanity because that's what it is. They're changing gender. You're changing this. You're changing. Now, if you want to identify as that, you want to do that, that's fine. But then when you start coming and chopping off heads or canceling culture because motherfuckers don't agree with you, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Well, here, let me give you an example when it comes back to the asexuality, not just the LGBT as a whole, right?
Sure.
Let's look at it back in the day. Let's start about the 90s real quick. It's back in the day, back in the 90s, we standing on the block, right? We stand outside, chilling, the sun out. We all just standing outside, sitting on the porch, whatever the case would be. We just chilling, smoking, drinking. A beautiful girl walks by, thick old body, big ass, the whole nine. The vision you got in the back of your head. Out of the three of y'all, all three of y'all gonna be like, damn, she got a fast. I want to fuck the shit out of her.
And we gonna do it. All three of us.
Me being that I'm gray sexual, I'm simply gonna look at her and be like, she's very beautiful.
Guess
And-
what? I
and
wouldn't
in
look at
that
her if she got a fat ass.
What
Honestly,
I'm saying,
Hey,
no, but what I'm saying
if it's
is,
out there like that, that bitch for the street.
Hey, look, let me be honest. All I'm gonna hear when I see her walk by is
okay. No, but what I'm simply saying is, the reaction. I'm not giving the same reaction, and in that situation,
That's
y'all be
most
like,
women do.
like you'd be like, y'all be like, not you guys particularly, but in that situation,
Yeah,
some guys
but
would be like,
majority of women.
yeah, they'd be like, oh, are you gay? No, I'm just asexual. I'm identify as, I have gray sexuality. Like I don't have that sex drive. I don't have that need to want to, bend her over in the middle of the fucking day and fuck her. It's simply.
Hey, dude,
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Cuzzo?
Yeah, stop
Just
going
tell
around
them,
talking about you
all you gotta do is
asexuality.
be like,
Nigga.
hell no,
That
nigga,
shit
I'm
sound
gay, or
weird
whatever
as
the case
fuck.
may be.
Don't
No,
do that.
no,
Can't
no,
fall
no,
like that,
no,
man.
no, no, no.
Well,
no,
if
no.
what if
See,
y'all?
see,
But I'm
they
saying
don't-
in that
no,
situation, if they
Tyler,
were like, "Are
yeah,
you gay?" I'd be like, "No, I just."
V.
But you
I
don't have to
get
explain that to nobody.
V. Look, I get you. I get what you're saying. Now check.
Me too.
I don't think it's an actual sexual orientation. I don't think what you're dealing with is a sexual orientation. You know what I think it is?
What?
You're normal. It's like how like our
Say
like
big in the bitch.
like you know how our it's like a metabolism.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like if I was to say, "Oh, I don't eat as much, so I'm anorexic."
Right. Exactly. It's too much. That's too much time.
And I can't read, so I'm an idiot.
And again, I understand everything of what you're saying, but what I'm saying, I understand everything you're saying. The reason I'm saying
I can read,
like,
y'all. I can read.
the reason I'm saying in those situations that I'm great, I'm great sexual, I'm asexual, it would be because like if y'all supposed to be my boys in that situation, I should be able to tell you this without
No, it's me, right? It's me the way I'm
Of
seeing
course, you
it.
can tell us that.
I don't think it's
Yeah, we don't give a
personally.
fuck.
I don't think it's an actual sexual. I think it's like a metabolism.
you
I
just
think what
think
you're going through is it's like a metabolism. Like
Right.
certain people don't have a high sex drive.
But
Certain
I
people
feel
don't
like
have-
I feel like you would explain that to a female, would you not? Would
Yeah.
you be like,
I-
see, and that's the thing, and I really believe it's just like this. Simply put, and I'll be real quick.
I would say
You
let
have
her
the
know.
straw, you have the straw house, you got the
He said,
brick
"Let it
house,
go."
and then you got a wood house.
I would let her know.
And you're not the straw house or the wood house. You're a brick house when it comes to females. When it comes to females, you're not attracted to the booty, the tits, and all that intellect. You just
no.
You're attracted to it, but it doesn't move you. It does not move you.
It doesn't arouse me as it would.
Don't say it don't arouse you because it does. It doesn't move you.
Right. Yeah, I would say that then. Yeah. It
like-
is. What
look,
I'm saying is when
go
I
ahead,
see
go
ass
ahead.
and tits, my dick isn't getting hard instantly.
Right. All
Like
I'm
it's.
look,
I'm
all I
not standing that
hear is
attention.
look. All I hear is I just
I'm
don't
not
want
a
pussy all the
teenager,
time. That's all.
Exactly.
That's all
Basically.
I hear. I don't hear, oh, I have a sexual, I identify as a sexual, like
Right.
I'm gay, or
That's too
I'm
much.
this, or I'm lesbian, or you know what
You
I
should
mean?
be a pimp.
But
all
even-
I
but-
hear,
coldest pimp.
all I hear,
Player.
yeah.
And he
I
is
know.
a
I swear to
whole
God.
ass player.
And
He
they
is a player.
hey,
Hey,
and they
put it
great
out there.
sexuals.
Are you not a player, V?
No.
You fucking liar, just like
You
your
just
dad.
crush a lot.
Fucking liar.
No,
Oh no, I am not my father.
All right. Answer this question. How many bitches have you had in the last 2 years?
As in relationships or sexual partners?
No, nigga. That's a simple question. How many bitches have you had in the last 2 years?
As in relationships or sexual
Period,
partners?
nigga.
There we go. Look, you see?
Bro. Put two and two together and add them up. Tell us how many.
In the last 2 years,
About 3,
I'll say 4
Two.
to 5.
4, 2, 5,
In the past 2 years?
Yes.
4, 2, 5.
4 to 5. So 2 bitches a year. 2.5 bitches a year.
Basically.
Well, I get that because you 4 to 6 months on the bitch.
And of course, we get back to that.
I'm just saying, it makes sense. And that nigga take a month off. Hey, fuck it. It makes it 4 to 6 months. Okay, cool. Hey, you might not be spending. You may not be spending $400 to $500 on her. You like, hey, not learn my lesson. Sure,
nah, you spend $400-$500 on her.
6 months on
it better be on your business account. You better be able to write that shit off. Like this is a business deal.
The crazy part is, and the crazy part is, you may not know this. You may not know this, but almost every purchase I make, having a trucking license is technically a business expense. It's a tax write-off.
Oh, it is. Yeah, we know.
Yeah. If I decided, if I was to jump in my truck tomorrow and drive to, let's say, Idaho, and I go stop,
you're gonna get reimbursed. We know that.
You can write it off.
And I go stop at like a Texas Roadhouse or Olive Garden or something, I can take that receipt and write it off as a tax write-off due to the fact being is I obviously need to eat to survive to drive my truck. So, yeah, so let's say, for example, I drive.
Even if I wasn't driving, I still write it off.
I could, because I could say.
You could. You're sleeping, you're on your off time, but you still got to eat to live. So, I mean.
When I go grocery shopping, I can buy groceries and call that a tax write-off.
I know.
Talk to your tax specialist, people with you. We're not tax specialists. You know what I mean? We're not like
financial experts.
I'm still thinking about the chick, bro.
Oh my
God. That ass. You ain't shit, bro. You ain't shit. Because he said if a chick walked by, what chick? What chick walked by with a fat ass? He's still thinking about that. I thought that's the bitch you still thinking about?
Oh shit.
High ass nigga. He like, what bitch would buy with a fat ass?
Man, this was good, man. I appreciate y'all.
She would have had to at least, man, give me some brains, something, bro. Like what? For the day.
At the end of the day, I feel what you did, and like I said, I've tricked before. I have, but my numbers are really low.
I never did it.
Hey, I was just like,
never did
it. The difference between my tricking is like I had payout. Like I've had payout. Like it didn't come to. I don't remember really when that I didn't. It's probably like when I was in high school or something, or like middle school when I bought a bitch like a telegram or something like that. You know what I mean? And I didn't get no pussy or nothing like that.
Sir. And before we end this live, I want everyone to know, I have never asked a female out.
You a motherfucking lie. Shut up.
He sleep talking. Don't listen. He sleep talking.
Hey, I wouldn't lie on TV. I would not lie. I would not lie. I'm not lying.
Asked out a female.
Hey, I'm not lying.
Hey, he ain't lying as much as Wikipedia is telling the truth.
You just never go to me. You just never let her.
You go and suck his dick if you want to.
I just go around.
I don't believe that shit.
I've never asked. Hey, you can ask all the females that have dealt with me. Ask them.
What you do?
He ain't lying, and we all financial experts. Let's go with that.
That came in the room was right.
Look, and let me tell y'all. Look. I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Ask shit.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Wiggle.
When I did ask a female, she was black when I was in elementary. I was to take back then, like my love is willpower. So if I was to say my love in 2022, if I was to say a solution, and it's a hard one, but it's willpower. Like you gotta have the love of willpower to want to change shit around you to make it even better. You know what I mean? And that's literally willpower. Like honestly, you gotta actually have the will to want to do it. Right. Just having that. Everything else, it'll fall right in place. It'll be effortless. But a lot of people don't have the willpower, man. And we gotta show them how, but we don't know how in a way, because I can show you how I do it.
Right.
But the way I do it might not be the way you like it. You know what I mean? My willpower is just the thought of wanting to do better. That's literally my willpower. Fuck everybody else.
Being genuine. See, I genuinely had love for you and wanted you to succeed and wanted you to see something that you may not have seen in yourself, or you could have saw in somebody else and passed it on, or whatever the case might be. So mine is genuosity. And I think a lot of us have really escaped that fact of being genuine. We always want to play this facade and like be somebody else because it's easier not to be the genuine person that we are. Whether, like B said, I just wanted to spend time with her and spend money on her or spend money. And that was just his genuine self.
Right,
He
right,
wanted to spend the bread. We may clown about it. Yeah, like I said, I understand it. He tricked his money. But at the same time, that was his genuine self. He had the bread. He wanted to do that. He wanted to wine and dine. Did he learn a hard lesson? Hopefully, he fucking did. Because in all actually, he did. But and just to cut it short, genuosity is mine. Yours is willpower. Genuosity is being genuine is mine. Tone, what's yours?
I guess the question is, Tone, is what the fuck is love in 2022, right? And we talked about it on through the podcast, and literally this is our last segment of us just filtering out and just kind of giving a solution to it.
Yeah.
I said willpower, Notice said being genuine, and I think those right there is a strong statement right there. Like if you got strong willpower and you're genuine about it, you're gonna manifest everything that's coming to you. Like
Yeah. And you can't forget integrity though. You know, integrity is one of them. You know, to do what's right because it's right and do it right even when nobody else
That's
is
my
looking.
favorite one too.
That's big
You're
too.
right. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. I
Can't leave
live
that
on
one
that
out.
shit. I live on that shit when nobody's looking.
Man.
Like literally, like
And I think that's like, and I'm gonna say this as a personal opinion because you know some people get up under their skin, but
fuck it,
that's what
man. This is what the
of
tribe is about, bro. We the tribe, man.
right. But
Only the
you know,
tribe is
a
gonna
lot
see
of
this.
people get up under their skin and shit about this shit, but that's what a lot of people is lacking. A lot of people, a lot.
That's not my level of success. What I feel is what success with. What? Okay, for me, it would be. For me, it's $10 million a year coming into the company. That's have a staff of 25 people. Well, maybe 20 to 25 people. You know what I mean? And with that, I'm sorry. That's oh my gosh.
Yes, we still in the podcast, just as you know, nigga. Nigga.
Mute your mic.
No, yeah. All right.
So what I'm saying is, I'm sorry about that. So what I'm saying is, like, our level of success, we have to look at. My level of success is $10 million coming in a year for the next 5 years, and you know, being able to flip that into buying land, doing government contracting, and flip that into $100 million contracts. I hate when she does that. So those are the things that I look at into like creating legacy wealth, breaking families, family curse, all those things. Like our family never seen what $100 million look like.
But we're on the right track, though.
You know what I mean? So those are the things that I'm saying. Like 50,000 subscribers that's on this video.
Right.
My level of success may not be yours. Me wanting to financially make my family free may not be other people's. That's my level of success. My family might say, "Oh, Kenneth, you should be on this TV show. You should be on this limelight," because that's what they see as their level of success.
Right.
Literally.
They
You know how people
something. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how people say, people pump their fears on you to show you. They just pump their fears on you to like kind of make you like look at things, but really what they're doing is just telling you their fears.
Yep.
Oh, I wouldn't do that because of this, and I wouldn't do that. That's why we don't make good decisions today.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of us don't make good decisions because we're listening to other people's fucking dark ass fears, and we're like, well, shit, maybe I'll go through that, and that stops us.
They do it to not to like hold you back, but to show that they're showing their vulnerability to their stress, to their failures, to try to get you to
right. It's like their way of saying like, oh, well, this what I went through, and maybe it could teach you, right?
Right.
But when it comes to the like, well, when it's like, well, oh, if I had this, I wouldn't do that because of this and that. They didn't go through it. That's what you have to cipher. Like they didn't go through it. They didn't go through it. They're just saying hypothetically,
Right.
right?
I
And
would
it's
have
like
did this different. Yeah. You don't have the experience, so how can you advise me?
you know what I mean? But a
Yeah,
lot of us will
yeah,
make
yeah.
decisions depending
Right.
on who the person is.
Right.
If it's your grandmother, your mom, your dad, your sister,
yeah.
your older brother is your, you know what I mean?
So it's hard to
That actually made me think of a situation of my own with the last job I was at. We was talking about different plasma centers. I was talking with my coworkers, and they was like, "Oh, BioLife is the highest paying plasma center out here in Vegas, but it's hard to get in there." And like, my first thought was,
For them,
yeah, like, well, shit, fuck it, like, you know. But my second thought was like, shit, I'm up for the challenge, like, you feel me? And I applied anyway, and then I ended up getting in
immediately. But it's so hard. So
like,
hard.
it was crazy. I was like,
Because
and then
that's
I hit
their
up,
fear.
and then I hit
That's
up
their fear.
yeah. And I hit up my old coworker and told him that I got it. He was surprised. He was like, dang, like, congrats. Whoop, whoop. I was like, I don't know. To me, it was like a no-brainer. Like,
9 out of the 10 of the things I went for, I got. People always tell me like, oh man, how you get this? How you was able to get that? How you able to, bro? I was buying a car, $700, right? $700, 30,000 miles on it, coming out from Montana. Never been drove since '98. Motherfucker was clean, Type 2 engine. Motherfucker burn rubber out of nowhere.
Talking about the Acura?
No, that was before. I'm talking about the truck. Right, the truck was worth $3,000. I got it for 700. A friend of mine, right? And I was looking for a truck. Everything I wanted, I never had to like search hard for it. I would just have to think about it, think about how it looks, think about how I wanted, blah blah blah, and then I would literally go around. Literally in the week, I will find it, and I will end up getting it.
That's your willpower, though. Yeah, that manifestation, it's real.
It's powerful, bro. I tell you this, I was in the X5, right? I was so excited in my X5 on Whoop. I kept getting put over every fucking day. Every day I was getting put over.
Was you thinking that though? Was you thinking that?
I was like, man, I'm gonna get into this X5. I'm gonna do this. Everything gonna be solid. Woo. Right. I deserve this, right? But I didn't know how I can conduct it. I didn't know how to operate with it. I just wanted something nice just to be in something nice. Why? Because everything around me was saying you can be in something nice when you should be in something nice, right? You're listening to other people's shit. You listening to other people's goals and desires. That's not your goal. That's not your fucking desire, bro. Like, you got to go with the shit that's talk to your heart. And if that shit ain't talking to your heart, nigga, get the fuck out the room, or don't even listen to that madness, because it's gonna only deter your shit. I'm telling you, bro. I remember one day I had a hard time, bro. This was like this made me feel bad as a father, bro.
Yeah,
right? Just being stupid, right? Just being stupid.
Prideful.
Prideful, yeah. But prideful. Don't give me shit, bro. Right? So I end up kind of like noticing like things wasn't right, and she was like, "Well, Lexi needs some cough medicine right now," and I was like, "Okay." Right? I was like, "All right, I'm gonna figure it out." Nigga, I'm walking around the house. I'm looking in my fucking pocket. I'm scrambling for change and shit. I'm like, Biz, you're actually scrambling for change for medicine for your daughter? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You're fucking pitiful. I had to literally tell myself that. Like, you're pitiful as fuck, bro. You gotta really fucking grow up. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, self-check. That's good.
No, like, if we don't have no accountability, bro, we'll be out here, because you ain't gonna trust another motherfucker to tell you. You gonna want to fight that nigga. Tell that nigga off, bro. Shoot that nigga in the head. Nigga, don't tell me shit. Nigga, you ain't no nigga to be telling me shit, right?
Wrong or right, you gonna believe yourself.
Wrong or right, you gonna believe yourself.
Facts.
So if you gonna talk to yourself, at least hold yourself accountable and check your character. I had to check my fucking character, bro.
Ooh, that takes me back, bro. Oh God.
Bro, I had to really check my character, bro. And once I checked that shit, bro, lights, camera, action, nigga, the world is mine. I looked at the world in my fucking canvas. But I'm just saying we have to look at our level of success, man, and like really come to terms with that shit. You know what I mean? And I know me and you talked about it. And before we get off this live, I want to thank everybody for watching this and who's going to watch this throughout the week. You know what I mean? You
Either or. Like, because I'm always going to be real. I'm never going to fake anybody out. I'm not trying to pull one, fast one, or anything like that. I'll just give you my opinion. If you think about it, if you like it or not, you know, we always have the conversation. I never come from a place of hurt or hate or, you know, if I'm misinformed, please always come to, hey, yo, notice, let me talk to you about something real quick. You know what I mean? You don't just know that I don't come from a place of bad energy at all. So with that being said, Gasmasktribe, baby, what we feel to out that bull.